know when a message is vetted and when it's necessary. We're in a very critical point. So I'm going to kick you off with a little bit of an alarm. Come on in. They're kicking me off. Check on it. Let me know if you can see me. Put a 13. I won't start until I know you can see me. Check on it. It's a prison break. Peace, everyone. I know I give you dramatics. It's that video, like the topic of the video, always put a try to get this message in quickly and easily. So family, a lot has happened over the last couple of, well, it's been a lot going on over the last couple of years. I hope everybody is staying conscious and aware, heightened in awareness. The last I left you, I made you aware that you are a living entity living inside of a psychopath to tell you a few things that might be helpful for you at this particular time. Yeah, I haven't been around, but I've become more aware and heightened in consciousness. And I thought I'd bring this to you if you're able to take in. So let me give a PSA. If you are highly triggered, if you're afraid of what is happening, if you aren't feeling quite as sane and congruent in this particular reality, this video will disrupt your mechanism, your biosphere. It will set an alarm off in you, as you heard earlier. So if that is something that you won't want, or you are trying to be recycled into the matrix, this video isn't for you. This is only for those who are about this life and who are about to be down for the prison break. Okay? Because this is for those who want to escape. Prison break 999, 666, and go into another phase of reality and go back to your home planet, to wherever you came from previously. So if you're down for the get down and you want to have some keys, then you stay and put a like on the video. If you are afraid and you feel fearful and you think that I'm an alien or some sort of reptile or some sort of scarlet or siren or an agent, this video probably isn't for you. It'll mess with your peace of mind. So let's get into the conversation. So family, we are undergoing a purge, and literally the simulation is about to reset. We are about to experience a possibility for a prism break. What that means is that during a particular time, every 3,600 years, give or take a couple of artificial years, because remember, this is a simulation. The years really aren't, they really don't mean anything other than a way to account for the how we're interfacing here in the matrix. Um, oh, I'm getting interference already. Hold on. We are being ran by psychopaths and lunatics, and they are in your Willy Wonka system. Your entire, oh, the helicopters are here already. Here. The Willy Wonka is ruling over the entirety of this planet. And if you think that I'm crazy and I've lost my mind, I want you to take a look at your masks that are required as you walk through the grocery stores, or just to get, a pair of sneakers or some hair supplies. I want you to walk around and see at the restrictions that you have that weren't present about over a year ago when it comes to traveling on the train, plane, or a bus. I want you to look at the state of consciousness of your polytricks tricksters that have told you that they are here for the betterment of you, and literally they are dismantling anything that would create freedom or peace of mind for you or your children. And I want you to also take a look at the restrictions that are about to come around with your First, Second, and Third Amendment rights. So if you feel that I'm losing my mind and that I might have, I'm a little bit of a fear provocateur, I want you to take a look at your environment now and see if it's me or is it what you're perceiving into the reality that exists at this present moment. If what I state to you makes sense, we can continue. Right now, at this point, family, I'm going to give you some keys. I gave you keys before, letting you know that you are an infinite being inside and encased inside of a body. We've been caught up in a magnetic field where we've been trapped on a particular planet. We're encased in some sort of biosphere where they're keeping many people, beings, captured, where you aren't able to be released back to your home planets, regardless of why you're here, whether you came here for a vacation and it became a nightmare. On this planet, whether you were pulled here because you were a non-compliant on another planet, maybe you were a renegade, maybe you were rebellious, and your planet sent you to the prison planet that we call Earth, that isn't Earth. It is literally a holographic imprisonment that beings that are utilizing your energy to source out and live out their diabolical non-corporeal existence and to feed off of your energy so that they can utilize it to probably fuel some of their home worlds and what have you. Okay? This is a hologram. This isn't reality in the way that you think it's reality. Now, I love that the particular young man on, I think he's on IG, I think he's on here as well. I forgot his name. I always forget his name. I will share his video later. If you think that this isn't a hologram, he made a great point. I think I did this years ago, but it makes sense. In 2011, and again, I don't want to take credit. Oh, his name is Orion. Sorry, Orion. Orion. Thank you, my love. Orion. Hey, Kay. Orion. Check him out on IG. Very, very wisdom bearing sun star. Years ago, I think during that time, I shared a video stating this. I'm going to rehash because he brought it up today and I thought it was masterful and it was right on time. Bringing up the fact in 2011, every single person on the planet, dead or alive, this is his words, not mine. I don't want to take credit for something that I didn't create, but I knew previously and I brought up years ago. 2011, every single person on the planet, their numbers equal 11. If they were born in the 2000s, it's 11. So if you add your birth date, your year, whatever age you were in 2011, plus the two last digits of your birth year, you will find that every single person on this planet equals 1111 or 111 or just 11, depending on the year. Now, why do I share that with you? Because I want to give you proof that we're living in a simulation, a holographic simulation. Because if that weren't plausible, how is it plausible that every single being that is coexisting here can be brought to a singularity number that is all the same, unless you are being ran or living in some sort of computer system? Take a yonder, take a look. If you think that's crazy, do it yourself. Whatever number, whatever age you were in 2011, take that number, add it to the last two digits of your year, and you will find that it will equal an 11 or 1111 or 111 or 11. Okay, I wanted to add that in there so it gives you some sort of credence, some tangibility to the fact that you're existing in a hologram. The fact that you're existing in a hologram also means that we're living and creating things based on our impulses, electrical impulses of thoughts, and our thoughts are creating the reality that we're coexisting in. And because of that, everything that you are and perceive to be is a hologram. We are encased in some sort of force field, some sort of encaged force field that always has a form of mind control. It enforces low Elf wave frequency that puts you in mind control. We have been, this is part of it too. They'll send helicopters, they'll send, whenever I'm in the system and the bots know, the Smiths know I'm talking, they'll send noises, they'll send people to try to mess up the message, but I'm going to keep going. Okay. So the fact of the matter is that you are coexisting in a co-created holographic system. And usually you aren't aware of it because you're recycled into the after you transcend this particular body, this biosphere body, you will pick up another one because you'll be caught in a some sort of tractor beam that pulls your soul back into a net and throws you and spits you into another body to be recycled and take away any memories you've had from your previous incarnations, so you're unable to maneuver yourself in a more autonomous way because you haven't been able to archive all of the abilities, all of the memories, all of the wisdom you've gained over several lifetimes on this particular planet. Okay? Because of that, you are perpetually being imprisoned. I don't know if you like being recycled. Maybe some of you do. You're being recycled into this, reality. But I'm going to tell you that the prison break is about to go down. And I'm giving you the opportunity to join us in breaking out of this Ferris field and getting out of it. And there's only one point reference. Now, what I will say is there are people who have opted out for this particular prison break. They've made sure that during this time, when the plasma and plasma, it's like a plasma force field that is encasing us in this particular reality. It's surrounding this particular planetoid that we're on. And again, this isn't a normal planet. This, wherever we are, it's not, we call it Earth. Has a multitude of names. It is a hologram. They give us new names every couple of cycles. Okay. So right now they call it Earth. It'll be called something else when you're recycled. What will opt you out of prison break is a couple things. So let me tell you what opts you out. If in fact you got the Kukarachi shot, the kill shot, that was to tether you to the recycling system. That means that if you are planning to ascend or to leave or to possibly have an opportunity to get out of this particular force field and escape the prison planet, you aren't able to do it because they low-jacked you. They low-jacked you and chipped you. Now we found out that the Kukarachi kill shot not only is going to put you online with your cell phones whenever they push the kill shot, because they will eventually, if you think that I'm playing games, I want you to take a yonder at the movie Cell. Okay, that's probably how they're going to trigger people to turn into the zombies with the prions in their body and all the nano that they've infested inside of their bloodstream and the tag that they put inside of their brain. Okay, so it basically shuts down the biosphere, the independent biosphere, which we call our body, and it turns online those nanos who've been replicating themselves, perpetuating themselves, so that they can run the biological body. Now, the body will depreciate because all of the biological organs won't be able to respond the same way. So basically, it's like walking in the Walking Dead. Okay, so that opts you out of the prison break. Okay, so if you've taken the Kukarachi kill shot, most likely you won't be able to escape. I don't know if you'll definitively turn into a zombie, but you certainly aren't here for the prison break or for the ascension process to get out of this plasma and grid that has us encased here. Okay, another thing is if you are dealing with any form of harsh penile consequence of doing harmful things to people. So if you are basically a murderer, a nasty person, you're nefarious, you like to eat babies, kill people, hurt women, rape, you aren't accountable for your behavior, and not even fully awake and aware, you are opted out of this particular exodus, prison break. So if you feel you are fitting that bill of nefariousness and low field, like you just are unconscious, you hurt people without consciousness, you don't really have any emotions, most likely you are here for the recycling. So you will, regardless if you took a Kukarachi shot or not, that's why the nefarious ones are hiding underneath the ground, because they aren't having the opportunity to be high and lifted outside of this Fahrenheit, they aren't able to do that. So they got to go deep, deep, deep inside of the earth to hide because they don't have an option to do that. So that's why you see Satanists and a lot of the dark ones, they like to hide during this time. They like to harvest organs, especially for melanated people, because during the next cycle on this earth, there's going to be a heightened amount of radiation. And the people who deal with radiation the most are people who are heightened in melanin. That's why you see a lot of people jumping into bodies. You know, I'll give you another movie for homework. You should see the movie Get Out. Okay, so a lot of melanated organs are being harvested by the thousands, millions. A lot of the children that are coming in through those centers from Central America, Guatemala, Mexico, Honduras, that are coming in thinking that by President Guzou is going to save them from all their hardship. He's basically just letting you in so you can be food for fodder, and you will be recycled with your organs not intact. And he will take them and try to uphold his people underneath the ground where they're existing now. And they're nicely, air controlled anti-gravity homes right now, waiting for the eventual okay waiting for their eventual shifting, okay? Because they know that eventually the kill shot will be pushed, and if enough people took the Kukarachi kill shot, those people are opted out, so they aren't concerned about them. They're worried about all of you non-compliants who haven't taken a Kukarachi shot. Big up to all of those who are autonomous, who have chosen to stand their ground, stand on their square, circle, hexagon, pentagon, whatever you're standing on. Big up to all of you who did, who decided to do that. So if you are any of those things, you have opted out. If you are unaware that there's even a shift, or you are unaware that there's even any such thing as aliens, or you think that this planet is actually a actual planet, and you are concerned about my mental health because you think that I'm crazy because I'm telling you it's a hologram, you aren't here for the prison break, and you certainly aren't here for the ascension process. You will be staying on the planet just by the nature of you being so far unaware that you aren't even conscious enough to make it through the recycling. When you go through the recycling, you wouldn't be able to even take consideration that you're experiencing something outside of the realm of natural, a natural existence, because you are just, you're a sleeper cell. Okay, so for those who are here for the get down and getting down, please put a like on the video if you're up for the shenanigans today. I am going to give you some keys for the Prism Bake. So we are breaking. You have the opportunity. Let me state this again. You have the opportunity, if you are a soul being, and I use soul very loosely because that's a very generic term. What I mean is you have essence. You have a energetic essence inside of you that's been encapsulated here and trapped here by dark Kabbalists who have been basically geoengineering your entire reality from via the trees that you think are real, the grass. And if you want to get an idea if this is real or not, you have to say to yourself, there are people who are allergic to everything on this planet, because the entire planet is it is terraformed every cycle. So every time we go through another cycle, it is terraformed and a new terrain is created to host a new biological body that they have perpetuated for the next shift. Okay, so the next shift. So when this is said and done, that's why they're killing off all the trees. These trees are natural to here. That's why you have babies that won't touch the grass, because the grass isn't natural from wherever they came from. And what I will tell you is that these bastards have made it very difficult for some of us to remember where we come from, because they've hidden everything and they've lied about every historical artifact, every historical monument that has been erected has been artificially erected to confuse us and make us think that that is real. That is purposefully, that is bait and switch. They have created and erected all of these so-called monumental fixtures to confuse you so that you won't remember where you come from. Because if they have anything that is reminiscent of your home planet or where you come from, you would wake up. You would remember that this isn't your planet. You would remember that they are taking away your memory every time that you transcend your physical body. Every time you go up and you transcend and you get out of this body and become your non-corporeal form, there is a white light when you die that shows up, which all your loved ones, that is the hologram, that is the mind control electronic control system that is basically trapping you and going to encapsulate you if you practice, if you go through it. So if you follow that white light with all of those so-called transcended ancestors that you think are your family, that is the trap. And when you follow that, you get pulled into that electromagnetic field. They use electrodes and they make your memories dissipate. And then what they do is they encapsulate you and throw you right back in the recycling system without any memories, without any wisdom gained, and back into another body to have a new purpose, so to speak. So big up to the crew on Zombies. We are reading the Alien. We're in book club. We are reading the Alien interview. We have found out the truth, what we're existing in, and it is quite diabolical, family. It is quite sad. But you know that Fleurbrun isn't one to ever give you something that is dark without bringing some light to it. So what I will say is you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to remember who and what you are and where you came from. And when you regain some of those memories, you have also the opportunity at a very pinnacle, specific point in this shift. The shift is changing, y'all. They're terraforming the planet. It's a shift. The pole shift, all this seismic activity, everything that you are seeing on this planet right now is distorting the illusion, the hologram. That's why they have to do a mass kukarachi shot. They have to do it globally because during this time is when that electro field is not as strong and powerful. And at the pinnacle point, when all of the volcanoes and when the pole shift is full on and popping, you have an opportunity. This is when we will do our prison break. You have the opportunity to escape the matrix, the imprisonment. You have the opportunity. So you have to, at this point, make that choice. Are you going to be recycled into this holographic system again for another 3,600 years? Is this what you're going to do? Oh, hey, love. They're recycling. Oh, let me read. Hey, Apollonia. So basically, they're just recycling for batteries. Absolutely. 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 Hey, Purple Goddess. Okay. So what must you do for the prison break? As many of you seen, I'm no longer doing our 1313 shield. I'm sorry for everybody who came for the 1313 shield. I'm sorry. I missed the first one, but the second one I realized that our shield isn't working the same way it was before. So I will be doing something differently with frequency, sound and light frequency on pinnacle numerical dates. Thank you, my love. Thank you. Thank you, John Doe. Is it? Oh, thank you, Jarvis, for my cup of coffee. Thank you. Okay, so I will be doing that. So for anyone who is concerned about, I'm fine. I'm changing, you can't be too complicit and you shouldn't be repetitious too much because something gets thwarted every time you do. So that will be changed. I'll give you the times and dates of the new frequency shielding that will occur, like 555, 999, things like that. So we'll discuss that another time. Okay, so you're saying to yourself, well, Fleurbrun, the zombie apocalypse. Now, let me state this for everyone who's here. The zombie apocalypse is on and popping. It is coming to a neighborhood near you. It is coming to a house near you. It is coming to a geographical location nearest you. Best believe. Next month, we have Zombie Awareness Month, which apparently has always been a month that would coexisted in 2007. Now, I beg to differ. I think they added that to the Matrix collective memories. Now, what do I mean by that? The Mandela effect, which some of you experience, some of us experience, is literally them mind controlling and changing the electromagnetic field, which inserts different memories in different people. And also they do beta tests. So the toilet paper test, where they put out an electrical magnet pulse wave out there, and a low elf wave, a pulse. They place it out into the collective, and they check to see how influenced and how easily influenced the collective is. So for all of you who bought massive amount of toilet paper, you passed the Willy Wonka test for being susceptible to being infiltrated via mind control, electromagnetic pulse waves. So you're very influenced by those pulse waves that come through the air. Just like you can't see electricity, it comes through the air, and it's a pulse wave. And some people are more susceptible for mind control, others aren't. For some of us who are non-compliance, because some of us are non-compliance up in this piece. Big up to all the non-compliance up in this, this holographic existence. Some of you are non-compliance, so you weren't affected by it. The beta tests don't really affect you. Another beta test you'll see is when people are going out and getting cucaracha shots and taking pictures of it. That's another beta test. So for those who not only took the cucaracha kill shot, but actually posted it on their Facebook and are basically promoting it, they are susceptible to the mind control program, the pulse waves, and they are part of the reason why they do these beta tests. They test it to see how many people are influenced, and when they see that more than half is influenced, they know that it's successful. Okay, so they've already tested people to see who will take what. Okay, for us non-compliance, they got something else. They got your family members who are going to be so mind controlled, they're going to make you lose your mind for being autonomous and trying to protect yourself and keeping yourself safe and trying to break out of the matrix control system. They're going to look at you crazy. So that is the way that they control you, non-compliance, because they make sure that they infiltrate your entire family structure so that you're unable to have peace of mind. And eventually you might even break, not via mind control, but by pressure and peer pressure that comes with you being too unique and autonomous in your thoughts and patterns, that makes you a concern for the matrix. Okay, so family, yes, the kill shot is coming. May is Zombie Apocalypse Awareness Month. If you don't know, apparently they had it from 2007. I don't believe that. I think they added that to the collective memories, so now it shows up on everybody's things saying that was here 2007. They just started that. They just kicked that off and they put it into the AI system, so you think it started 2007. If it started in 2007, all of us zombie people who are zombie into the zombie games and things like that, we would have already known it existed. It only exists now because they added it to the computer system, the quantum computer. So now it's in the quantum computer, and now you can access it as if it's reality, as if it always existed. It's just been added. It hasn't always been here. Okay. Okay, so now you have next month. There's a movie on Netflix called The Zombie Soldiers. They're kicking it off for May. I guess they're getting you ready. Okay, and as I told you, the zombies are not what they've been perpetuating. Some people are saying they're going to be slow. I think some of them will be fast. But all I have to say is, if you haven't taken the kill shot, you need to prepare for the zombies that will be in every neighborhood. Or you need to find yourself a friendly forest that has not been burnt down, so that you are more susceptible to electromagnetic pulse waves that are trying to fry your brain. Okay, so for those who are part of the prison break, please put a like on the video if you're trying to escape this matrix. Prison. Anyway, so let's get into the break. So a couple things. In order to free yourself from this reality, this nano-infected, psychopathic, nefaric in reality, you have to know a couple things. You have to know it isn't going to be easy, because they have always made sure during this time when a cycle's about to change and we're about to go through a pole shift, they know the magnetic field is going to be very weak, and that plasma that you're seeing with all those so-called asteroids, that's not asteroids, family, that's melting plasma. That's why it never really hits anything. It's melting plasma, because the plasma that's surrounding the planet that is basically encasing everyone like a prism, that basically is hard and frozen, but it's getting very lucid. It's getting very loose, and it's warming up. That's what all that global warming BS is about. The plasma is loosening. So when the plasma loosens and pieces come off, it appears to you to be like an asteroid. You don't have to believe me. Check it out. Okay, so as it's loosening, you're starting to see all these asteroids. Now you're telling me, Fleurbrun, you're crazy. What are you talking about? Plasma asteroids? Asteroids are actually space debris coming out of space. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Debris that's coming out that never really hits anything. Okay, debris that looks bright and kind of dissipates in the sky, that looks kind of like some sort of material that's coming in, that looks round, that's coming off of something that kind of dissipates, because it's not really anything other than a non-permeable kind of non tangible material. But you can always debate me on that. I'm okay with that. Okay, so as the plasma loosens and it becomes more permeable. Now, if you want to get an idea of this happening, I want you to watch the movie. A great movie to watch this is Poltergeist. Poltergeist is a great movie because in between each particular layer of dimensions is a layer of plasma. Usually it's very hard. The looser the plasma or the lighter the plasma is more permeable. Some people have the ability to be unaffected by the plasma, and they can see through it, or they can actually move through it because their bodies are at a higher rate of vibration, that it isn't as hard for them. So this would get people who are very aware. Maybe you call them psychics or mediums. I call them more mediums. Okay, so a movie that you need to watch, two actually, that bring in that plasma concept, are Poltergeist and Ghostbusters. Now, Ghostbusters, many of you from back in the days, they have the newer Ghostbusters. You see that slime, that ectoplasma. That ectoplasma is basically plasma. It's plasma, ectoplasma. Okay, whenever you're going into the spiritual realm, you may see some of that slime. It's very sentient. It's kinetic. Okay, remember, it was underneath New York City, and it was being fed by the energy, the dark energy, and all these entities, these ghosts were flying out of it. That's plasma. Okay, now you want to get another concept of what I'm talking about. When we get free from this matrix, they told you in Poltergeist, it was at the end when Carol Ann and her mother went into the closet with this entity that was frightening, and she had to grab onto her daughter who was stuck in a type of what is it, like a what is it, like in between world, between the dimensions, like she was caught in between the dimensions, right? And when she grabbed into her daughter, she said pull her through. They couldn't pull her through the closet, but they fell through the ceiling. What did you see through the ceiling? Like kind of a water, permeable water, and they fell through the ceiling. And what was covered on Carol Ann and her mother? It was plasma, and they were freezing cold. They had to put them in a tub and wipe it off of them. That's plasma. That is what is separating the different dimensions. Because we have a melding of the dimensions, that's why that plasma is loosening. All that global warming is basically, it's just the plasma is becoming more fluid, able to pass through. Even when you look at movies like that have stargates or jump ropes, they always are passing through some sort of liquid. That's plasma, but the liquid is fluid. It isn't hard. When the stargate isn't activated, it is pure glass. It looks like a mirror. When it is activated and it is working, it is fluid. That's plasma. They're walking through plasma. That's how you travel through dimensions. The dimensions are each layered in plasma, hardened plasma. Okay, again, you don't have to believe me. This is what I've come up in my awareness. You could do the research yourself. But family, this is where the Prism break comes in. That plasma is really loose. And you know that it's loose. And you know that Willy Wonka is scared. And you know that he's putting tighter restrictions. Why would they put tighter restrictions right now? I told you years ago the PoleShift was coming. I told you years ago that they would do exactly what they're doing now. But one thing that you have that you didn't know you had the opportunity to do is leave. Some of you did, but it's going to be different than what you may have been able to perceive originally. We have to pass through that plasma, but our vibrations have to be faster. Our cells have to go faster. So basically how fairies look, I like to use fairies or the elementals because the elementals and birds, they vibrate at a faster frequency. Because their vibrations faster, they're able to permeate through those layers of so-called plasma easier because they're at a faster vibration. In order for you to permeate, you have to not only be higher in frequency and awareness and heightened, you also have to be vibrating at a faster frequency, a faster um, uh, a faster vibrational molecular frequency. That's how you'll be able to break out of the prism. So why is this a very important topic to discuss when we're doing prism break? Is because everything that you knew to be is basically collapsing. Every historical artifact, everything that they've told you is a blatant lie. Every historical thing, they've lied to you, they flipped time, they've converted everything, they've inverted everything. It is a lie. They will ruin your peace of mind to lower your vibration and to make you susceptible for infiltration or just for you to give up. In order for you to permeate through that plasma imprisonment that's loosening right now, it's getting really loose, it's getting very permeable. That's why they want to cover the sky. That sky is important. That sky that covers us. Why do you think Billy Gates wants to cover the sun? That central sun dissipates and kills all nanos in your body, allowing for you to leave and not have a tag in you. Because if you have tags and metal in you, you aren't able to leave because you're low jacked. That's why I told you to refrain from doing tattoos. I told you to refrain. Let me take that back. Who am I to tell you anything? I suggested that you remove the nanos from your tattoos. I suggested that you remove all the nanos from eating things that were laced heavily with metals. I insisted that maybe you should reconsider taking any sort of kukarachi kill shots that would lace you with metals that would be harder to remove than anything previously. We have an opportunity. 2023 through 2025. This planet is about to implode. Every earthquake is a indication that the super volcanoes are about to all erupt at once. There will be only a few places on the planet that are safe, and I've talked about it before. You've heard me say it numerous times. But those few places that will be safe might be inundated by people that are the walking dead. So rather than you sitting and being a sitting duck and you sitting and waiting for either, some alien force to save you, you are the aliens to save you. Someone asked me the other day, it's like, Fleurbrun, you always talk about the aliens coming. You are the aliens that came here. You are the ones who can save you and those who are in your likeness. You are the reconnaissance team. You are that. Isn't that crazy? You've been looking for that which you are. You have the essence inside of you. You have the awareness. The fact that you could sit here and listen to my banter and have a feeling that this is plausible and possible lets me know that you are part of the reconnaissance team. You have the ability to leave and to lead those in your awareness. Family, it's on and popping. The PoleShift is in full swing. The nanobot Willy Wonkas are at it, and they are going to try to encapsulate as many people, sleeples, as possible. If you are up for it and you're ready to leave and to avoid being recycled, you will have to permeate higher, faster, and keep your heightened awareness. You will have to make decisions that are based on your survival and the survival of your consciousness and your essence. This isn't a joke, and this isn't a artificial message. This is the truth of what's going on. We feel it, we felt it, we know it, it is it. Clear yourself up from all nanos. That's number one. I talk about it. I've educated you on how to do it. Do that. Start to kindly excuse yourself from circles that you know are inundated with eventual zombie apocalypse clans. Those are the people who are sleeping, who are unaware and very complicit in the system of their holographic enslavement. Make decisions on how you will raise your vibration, whether it's loosening the constructs of your social engineered structures of your, what you've been taught, what you've learned. You will have to strip yourself of all the lies and misnomers that this historical, hologram has instituted in your mind. The mind control is all around us. Social engineered thoughts, constructing things that don't exist. Your home planets look nothing like anything we've seen. They've hidden everything from us. Whatever's in your mind is hopefully your own. Start hashing out your exodus out of not only places that are inundated with high amount of people. I will say to you, family, the safest places on this planet are nearest the waterways, the places that they're pushing people away from, and they're in highly tree dense areas where trees are infiltrating their electrical impulses, their machinery. They aren't able to do as much. That's why when you go in a forest, you haven't any reception. That's a great thing. People complain, oh my God, I'm in a forest. I'm at the park. I don't have any reception. I can't take a picture of myself on IG and talk about how I'm in nature. If you're in nature, why do you have to take a picture of it? Just be in nature. That's a great thing if you haven't any reception. If you have your good mind, you have your prepping skills, being in nature without reception says that that's a good pinnacle place to do some clearing and to do some nano detachment. If you're in the oceans and you're able to swim amongst those wonderful mammals like our seals, not our seals, our dolphins and our whales, and be in that salt water where the ionosphere is really kinetic and it disallows from any reception, that's a great sign. That's a great sign that they aren't able to infiltrate you at that point. We want the grid to go down. Once the grid goes down, that's when you know it's time for us to leave. The Prism break 2023 to 2025 is on and popping. You have the opportunity to choose whether you want to stay or leave, and it isn't for everyone. This will be for very few who are about this life. Again, if this information bothers you, if it makes you feel scary, if it makes you feel anxiety ridden, most likely this isn't for you. You most likely will need to go back into the recycling 3,600 year cycle of sociopathic, narcissists, nefarious ones, to have to learn that lesson again. But for those of you who are tired of being sick and tired and about that life, it's time for you to step up and step out. So Prison Break 2023, I hope you're about it. We'll probably go in a little bit tonight. Big up to the Zombies. Tonight on Zombie, we'll kind of refresh. We'll go over some more of our hash out plans, the safe zones, talking about the plans of the nefarious one. And let me state this. The AI is everywhere. I have zero illusions that they aren't able to. They can hear everything. They know everything we think. They've already pegged us, but they know also that there are a few of you that are higher in consciousness and higher in awareness, that are vibrating faster, that are slippery suckers to them, and they're going to leave you alone because you're too far up and too fast to be caught in their lies and misnomers. So the faster you are, the higher in vibration that you rock, you are slippery to them. Know that. There isn't any hiding. This is a kinetic field. They read your thoughts. They know your gene pool. They know your ancestors. They can predict your behavior based on the fact that they created your biosphere. We're all hybrids. these biobots, these biofield bodies were all created by others. That's why we look so differently from each other. They took different types of bodies, and during every cycle, they terraform the planet to make it cohesive for the newer ones. So if your life has been easy, unless, that's what I'm saying, for those who are the ones who have the easiest time to leave here are in the groups that are the least desirable. So I'll say this: if you are one of the least desirable and the most victimized on the planet, you have more of the ability to leave. That's why they treat you with a harsher chain and they try to shackle you. So if you have always been a group that has been targeted or harassed, because you are at the end of the cycle where you have more of an opportunity to leave than the others. Those who have a cushier life, they've just got to jail. They're the newbies in the prison system. So it's going to be easy for them. They're just watching you. But for you non-compliance, you are part of the ones that they know can leave. So they make sure they make the perimeters and the parole officers harsher on you. So for those of you who are about to leave or have more of an opportunity to leave, you are the least desirable. You are the most targeted on this planet. And I don't have to tell you who those are. You could just look and see. So that being said, take the opportunity to clear your mind of other thoughts. Now, mind you, you may not even know the thoughts coming in your head, because we found out that even the subconscious mind is being infiltrated by electrical pulses. You're going to have to go above and beyond to pull the essence of who you truly were before you came to this prison planet. Once you reach that point, that pinnacle point, there isn't anything else that could confuse you, hide from you, or to cloak itself from your truth. Watch the company you keep. They already have Agent Smiths set up and handlers set up for your conscious state of awareness. So know that each level brings a new devil. So as heightened as you get, the people, the bots, the Agent Smiths, the Smithitarians that are infiltratable, they're coming. And I've always said, just like in the game Pac-Man, at the beginning of Pac-Man, it's easy. Pac-Man's chilling, has a few cherries. That's what I'm saying. Whoever's had the easiest life and is the less targeted, they have a longer stay in Prism. They're the newbies in Prism. The ones who are having the hardest time, they have opportunities to leave. That's why they're tighter with them and more aggressive. I won't say anything more because I want to leave it at that. Ingest this. If you're okay with the message, hopefully you'll do your due diligence to research all that I state. Never believe anything that anyone tells you. Go with what's in here, what's in there, and do your own research. But if you're down with the shenanigans and you up for getting off this prison holographic nightmare, take a moment to make that decision and go in alignment with that movement. Okay? 2023, the pole shift is happening. If you don't know, every volcano is going off. And at the point when we have our pole shift, every volcano on the entire planet will go off at once. Know where you live, know your geographical location, and what's dormant will come alive. I love you, family. Get ready, be prepared, and let's get off. All right? I'll see you tonight on Zoom, 9:00 p.m. on Patreon. Peace. Peace.